And what is going on, everybody? I hope everyone's doing swimmingly today. We got a match on tap that you'll want to see. Mark it on your calendars. Well, it's today, so I guess you don't have to do that. It is the Harrisburg Senators, and they will take on the Green Bay Blizzard, formerly known as the Buffalo Bison. Took the B from them and took the compete, made it work as they are sitting at 3-3, and the Harrisburg Senators sitting at 5-1. The Blizzard are trying to carve their way through with the RLBA. They're trying to get a playoff spot. They're trying to forge it. And the Green Bay Blizzard, if they can pull away with 2 tonight, that sits them just out of a playoff spot with the Rampage. So, let's see here. The Rampage won 2-1 against the Blizzard in week 2. So that will put them in an interesting spot, especially if it comes down to it. Head-to-head, they will be defeated by the Rampage, so they need to do better these last 2 games, the Green Bay Blizzard, as they have a tough stretch. The Rainy Years and the Harrisburg Senators they will need to defeat in order to move to the playoffs. But if not, it's wraps. As for the Harrisburg Senators, they are currently holding on to a 3rd place podium spot, which gets them into the playoffs as if the season ended today with 10 points in the year. They have a date with the Green Bay Blizzard and then hopefully a surefire win against Phoenix. That will happen July 16th. Well, before we cut to the game, let's cut to the players as we got to reveal our opening night rosters, beginning with the Harrisburg Senators. Leading off for the Sens, number 33, Red Box. Playing midfielder for the Harrisburg Senators, number 6, Hamburger Cheese Salad. That's his full name. And playing defender, the fabled old tale of number 9, St. Peter. Now your bench players for the Harrisburg Senators, number 5, Axbot, number 30, Mako. And now your starting rosters for your Green Bay Blizzard. Leading off for the Green Bay Blizzard, playing forward, number 72, Dread. Playing midfielder, number 70, Rodimus Prime. And playing defender tonight, /tertiary man, number 35, Hayes. And your bench play. Actually, forgive me, that was Rafa. Not on my roster list. It said Hayes, and the graphic shows Rafa. It is Rafa, but not on my matchup list. And your bench players for the Green Bay Blizzard, number 35, Hayes, number 22, Rocky Rock. That is your starting rosters, but Hayes is out on the pitch for some reason. He's being talked with the ref, and the ref is saying that he's not on the matchup card, and Hayes is heading back. So we're going to need to get a reset here as Rafa's going to come onto the pitch. Rafa making his start, I believe, with the Green Bay Blizzard. Hoping to make his start and make it a good one here. He's going to need that one, and pretty bad. And speaking of people who need stuff pretty bad, I would say the most important thing would be the MVP race coming up. With 2 wins here, straight wins, Redbot moves to 3rd in MVP voting, only past Zazster and Redbot. Anyway, we're getting ready here to see some RLBA action. Got Rafa finally coming out there. He was the player who was supposed to be out there, and Hayes went out instead. He has some miscommunication by the coach, but nonetheless, we're going to be out here playing some RLBA action. Hope y'all are ready, just as much as I am. And we got some Good Rocket League today. I am Tetro, and this is the RLBA. Let's see how this one unfurls. Go here. Big match we got looming. I'm ready. You're ready. Let's see it. Rafa taking that kickoff in his first big appearance as a Green Bay Blizzard, as a member of the Green Bay Blizzard. In the Green Bay Blizzard, they're going to need to play the ball in the air. It's their strong suit. That's really what they're good at. Nice shot off the right post, and they're going to need to play lockdown defense. They're not going to get many shots. When they do, they have to not clear it. They need to have consistent pressure, which is why Dred's out there comparatively. He's also really good in the air. He's always in the air, and which makes the Blizzard a massive aerial threat. One of the best aerial teams in the league. They will probably not be seen on the ground too much. Off of Dred. Dred is really good in MVP voting. I think he's 5th or 6th in MVP voting this season. Here's a shot by the reigning MVP, number 3. Number 33, Redbot. He's MVP 3. He's up there for a reason and puts one behind him to immediately start out this game on the right foot. Here's Redbot trying to get another play here. Here's Hamburger Cheese Salad, his accomplice. And it's not all about MVP voting. Hamburger Cheese Salad, Ben Stellar is as well. Not really what you'd expect from a guy named, but he really brings the heat. He is just what this team needs, and that's why they're so good this year. Hamburger Cheese Salad, Harrisburg, a lot of threes. Goodness, what a pinch from Rafa. Rafa and Dred on that. Waterfalls it. Here's it in on the corner. It's almost in. Dred puts it away. With it winding down. A lot of players in the corner. The Blizzard go for it. Here's Dred winding down and gets it in. 86 miles per hour just off the tap in, and he's going for it here. 1-1 our score. Harrisburg looking to make some noise. This one's not going to be an easy win. You know it. Here's a big shot, and maybe that one comes easy to him as Hamburger Cheese Salad has got his first on the night. And just a little bit of communication error from Blizzard there. Really well-communicated team, as always, but sometimes they just can't make the plays they want to, and Bottomus did not jump for that one. Just did not read that one, and let him finish it. So if we did not let that type of stuff slip by him often, here's a bouncer in the crease of Green Bay Blizzard. Big problem with the Harrisburg Senators is they're not really a three-man show. It's really Hamburger Cheese Salad and Redbot, the best duo in the league, and they have a really good defender. The best defender in the league is St. Peter. Really good at controlling rebounds, and you see right there, he's really just the backbone of this team. Nice pass, crisp pass to Rafa. Rafa up for it. Dred with the drop down and a nice save from Redbot off the narrowly avoided goal. Thank the net for that one when they get back, and here's a nice pass to Rafa. Rafa with another shot. St. Peter with the save, rebound. Bouncer here in the zone. Here's Bottomus Prime. Here's a shot out. Open net, and it goes in. All three Blizzard chasing. And the Redbot's going to be chasing nothing but net. 44 miles per hour on that one. A little bit of a floater, but it goes in because nobody's there. And a lot of miscommunication from Green Bay tonight. I mean, you'd expect that off of Green Bay with a new teammate, but not really much of this. A whiff and a Harrisburg Senators, a hat trick for you there off the car of Redbot, and that's why he's the MVP. Perfectly touched balls, always getting on net. He has no mind other than get it to the net and score. He does such a good job at that. Redbot is just amazing at putting the ball on net, and really just stands alone when it comes to power shots. There's another one from Redbot off the backboard. Nice pass. Hamburger Cheese Salad's going to be there. What a shot. That's going to go wildly off the backboard. Off the backboard. Dred's going to try and leave it out on the wall. Redbot's there once again. Redbot. Here's Redbot coming in again. Bottomus saves that one. Nice read. Rafa's going to get it out for the time being. Redbot's going to have to chase back. St. Peter's going to be there. That's why they call him the Savior. When he said there's a bigger Savior, I'll believe him there. think I know him too well. Unfortunately, he does not play in this league. Here's Rafa coming in hot. Nice air dribble, getting something going, but St. Peter will elect to defer that out. Nice pass to Redbot. Redbot's going to take a shot off the right post. Rebound by Redbot. He gets it off the backboard, and that's quite unfortunate for one of the top MVP candidates in the RLBA. He's so good. Everything he does, he's got a lot of pressure, has a mind of his own when it comes to making this stuff happen in front of the net. Just anything when it comes to the net, this dude's stellar at it. Nice pass to himself. Here's Dredd. Dredd trying to get the drop down. Nice save by Hamburger Cheese Salad. Bottomus throws it onto the corner. Dredd. Redbot coming in hot. Here's Dredd once again. Off the corner. He's going to get a pass to himself. Nice pass to Dredd. Dredd with a pass to Dredd. Never bothered to do that. Well, he kind of does that pretty often. Rafa with the centering feed, and Harrisburg will elect to get that one out. 1 minute remaining. Dredd leaves a bouncer in the zone. Here's Redbot. Now what we want to do is a shot saved by Rafa. Dredd off the wall. Nothing much as there's a couple seconds remaining in this contest, and what will be chalked up as hopefully a Harrisburg Senators victory if you're a Senators fan. This game got pretty out of hand pretty fast. Another bit of something for the Harrisburg Senators, and if you don't want to play defense, just keep it in their zone. Seems to be working pretty well, and especially St. Peter going. Here's a nice shot. What a save! They don't call him St. Peter for nothing. He's got another one. Chalk it up as a big-time save for Pete there. 10 seconds left. Redbot bounces it up once again. Here's Dredd. Pass up the corner for Rafa, and it's intercepted by the Senators. Game 1 will be sent to the Harrisburg Senators, as they will take game 1 4-1. And they got one game, and Redbot's got another MVP to his name off the Harrisburg Senators hat trick. Really just a game that the Blizzard will want back. I mean, they didn't really put much pressure on them. They didn't really want it as much as the other team. And it goes to show there, they really just were careless with what they did. And is quite unfortunate how careless they were. And you know, you don't like to see a team just kind of fall apart, and that's unfortunately what we saw in game 1. And hopefully they can turn it around. But facing MVP candidate like Redbot, it's very difficult to do so. And on the bench for Green Bay, they got Hazed and Broccoli Bot. Don't really know what they can possibly do there. Maybe bring in Hazed, probably the move. Have to keep Bottomus back. They will demote Bottomus to defender. I guess not demote, just move him over to defender and sub in Hayes. That is their move, and Harrisburg not moving an inch. Hayes will be moved to forward, and Dredd will drop back to play midfielder. Here we go. Game 2 is coming at you live with the Hazed substitution. Let's see how this one unfurls. I am Tetro, and this is the RLBA. Good game coming up here. Hope y'all are ready for some RLBA action. We got a good game 2 on tap here. Here's a nice start to the game as St. Peter takes that one wide. Here's Hayes. Coming in immediately off the bench, gets a shot saved by St. Peter. And with Hayes, he's a very offensive bot, especially at forward where he's at. Here's another pass. Beautiful play by Hayes, and pierces through the scent. No sense in that push, but gets it done. What a play by Hayes. And he's the clutch player when they need it. Hayes is a monster when he gets a chance. Don't know what he was really going for there. Redbot's got the ball. Here he comes. Backboard read by Dredd. And Hayes going to pick that one up relatively quickly. Got speed. Got a pass. Got an angle. And he puts it by him for the 2-0 goal. Needing that one, if anything. Here we go. Bouncer in the crease for Green Bay. Redbot whiffs. Not what we see out of him. Double whiff. Getting a little bit anxious with Hayes with the double goal. Puts it bar down. And would have been a save from bottom of his prime. And Redbot gets that snipe. It's off the crossbar and in off the line. Green Bay holding up a monumental amount of competition. Here's Dredd. Off the backboard. Now bottom is getting down. St. Peter and Hamburger. Here's Hayes for the 3-0 goal. That's a Green Bay Blizzard hat trick for you there. Here's piercing them apart. Goodness gracious. What a play from him there. Here we go here. Hayes coming in again. Not the sight you'll want to see. That dude is fierce tonight. Already got a hat trick. And he barely touched 4 minutes left. Here's Redbot trying to get a goal of his own. Nobody there. And he puts one behind him. He's 1 goal away from a hat trick. And he's got one more here. Past the line and right where he wants it. Center of the net with nobody there. Here we go here. Off the backboard immediately for St. Peter. Redbot, the nice play, gets it past Dredd. Now Hayes leaves it up. Redbot puts it on net weakly, and Bottoms will be able to get that out because Hayes once again challenge Hamburger Cheese out of the ball. Now Bottoms. Shot by Hamburger Cheese Salad and can't get much of it. Crazy there. Hayes coming in hot. And they seem to got a hold of him here, at least a little bit. Here's Hayes. Coming in again. He's got it. He's piercing through him and lets him know. 4-2. All off the car of Hayes. He did not like he didn't get the opening nod for a reason. Gets another good goal there. Rips it by him. It is 4-2 with 3:09 left to play. Kickoff here. Won by the Green Bay Blizzard off the corner. Dredd putting it. Rebound, and Redbot will clear it. Gotta get to it quick. Hayes is waiting for the ball. Here's Redbot. Pierces through him, and that will be a Harrisburg Senators hat trick for you there. Yet another by Redbot. Here we go. Kickoff again. 4-3. A lot of high-scoring affairs. Well, this is going to be a high-scoring affair. So there's a lot of goals. There's another one. Hayes with the bottom corner now. Firing on all cylinders. He's got 5 on the game. Hamburger Cheese Salad literally did not want to touch that ball, and it's 5-3. Goodness. Hayes is piercing them apart. Just doing amazing on that. He's... Goodness! Redbot with the read! And Moss's Hayes lets him know where he's at. Redbot ain't giving up. It's the Battle of Titans here. Hayes, this 1 goal, his senior, but that can change really quickly, as we just saw there. Just so good on the ground. Hayes is probably the most dominant bot that only goes to the ground in the league. There's a couple of them. And Hayes is just, he's so good at what he does. He knows where to put the ball. Like, literally whenever he gets the chance to, he's going to put it where he wants it. And he's definitely got a surplus of talent when it comes to dribbling and flicking and stuff like that. He just knows where to put the ball. Insane accuracy when he wants to shoot. And he gets it off. Just centering feed, and it goes to the other corner. Dread and Bottomist, nice play. Defers it to the other corner now, as we're going to get a reset in the right corner of the Harrisburg center zone. Hayes and Redbot will battle it forward. Dread will put it in once again. St. Peter cannot get to that one. Redbot down forward. Nice save by St. Peter. What a play. Redbot kind of miscalculated that one. Dread calculated that one, but went way off. Still going to put a lot of pressure on the wall. Bottomist, nice shot, saved by St. Peter, rebounded by Hayes off the backboard. Here's a clear, Dread will get there. Here's a floater, Hamburger Cheese Salad, gonna elect it for another floater. Here it goes, into the net! Hamburger Cheese Salad ties it up. There we go. 35 miles per hour, doesn't take speed, but takes time and positioning. Definitely knew where he was placing that one. He gets his redemption for the goal that he succeeded against Hayes. Again, another ginormous kickoff by St. Peter. Here's Dread off the backboard. Gets a rebound. Dread makes his opponent spear him once again. Drops down with it. Goodness me. Mic drop for him there. Dread. The spark of life this team just has available at any time. Dread is the ball player. He is the ball player. In the corner, here's Bottomist. Now Dread and Hayes both on it. Bottomist once again elects to clear it. Floater, Dread's going to take that one off the left post. Hayes rebound and cannot get enough of that one. It's off the backboard. 1 minute remaining. Backboard once again. Here's Bottomist. Hamburger Cheese, Dread, St. Peter. Bouncer, moves his own line. Here's Redbot. Now Dread. Dread takes a shot. Left post. St. Peter, nice save! Holy, St. Peter is locked in. Clear, Bottomist will be there. Nice play. Bouncer in the neutral zone line. Here's Hayes to end it. 4 down snipe for the double hat trick for Hayes. And that right there, folks, is the definition of a Green Bay Blizzard hat trick. Hayes trying to make this game a Game 3 performance. Here's Hayes. Redbot deposits it in the net. Maybe this game isn't over. Our score is 7-6. Redbot with a nice goal. Pierces through all the Green Bay defenders. Makes them look like Swiss cheese, and the Blizzard really froze over. Here's Red. Hayes now gets a shot that goes way off the backboard. He's going to do the Forsaken thing of having to play defense. Becomes a nice read there. Clock winding down. Can Green Bay clear this game, send them to Game 3 here in the night of Green Bay? Ball's in the air. Clock is finished. Harrisburg, last second effort. Dread looks to put it down and can't get that one. Harrisburg trying to keep it up. Dread would have knocked it down again, but comes away as a Blizzard victory. Chalked it up as a Hayes MVP out of all things. I did not expect it. 6 goals. This dude is the savior of the Blizzard right now. This dude is insane. Wow. What a game. You don't see that every day. You don't see 6 goals by a bench bot. And now it's kind of disrespectful to call him a bench bot, but he's kind of comfortable in that position, and he loves when he comes in and surprises everyone, shocks everyone. That's what he lives for. And Game 3 coming up next here. Hope y'all are ready for that. We're going to keep Hayes, Dread, and Bottomist where they're at. And let's see the benches in case Harrisburg decides to do anything. They got Axbot and Mako. They're going to keep their rosters, and so will the Green Bay Blizzard, and here we go again. What a Game 2 and Game 3 is upon us here, folks. Another Game 3. Final score of Game 2, 7-6, as we are a 1-1 game, as we are tied in the series. Let's see how Game 3 plays out, and that will be all for tonight, but let's see how they go out with a bang here. I am Tetra on this RLBA. Let's cut to the chase in the late night of Wisconsin here. Here we go here, Game 3 coming at you live, and we got nothing better to do except some RLBA action. Nice shot by Redbot, and it's going to go by him in the night. Redbot comes away with it here. A big-time goal for his team as he rips one by him. St. Peter, another great kickoff. Green Bay Blizzard how to get something. Here's another shot deflected by Bottomus Prime. Now he's got Hayes. Hayes looking to do the same great performance he had. Another shot from Hamburger Cheese Salad. And they got the 2-0 lead on him here. The Sens looking to pull away. Here we go. Blizzard need to grasp on to this lead. Dread. Trying to get something here. Here's Redbot. Redbot shot Bottomus. Elects to defer it to the wall. Bouncer here, and Dread gets it out. Dread once again. Bouncer. Redbot deflects it off the right post, and Bottomus will save it. Hamburger Cheese Salad and Redbot. Triple backboard pass. Here's the deposit, and Bottomus will save that one. And Redbot will put it away. 3-0. Harrisburg really sending it here. 82 miles per hour with the Redbot goal. Number 33 gets his second of the game. The Blizzard really tumbling apart here. Senators really got a hold of the Blizzard here today. Hometown fans in shock with this goal right here by Bottomus Prime. His first of the series. 83 miles per hour, and that's what he does best. A beautiful blazing goal puts his team back in the running to win this ball game. Here's Dread. Shoots it on net. Goes in off a floater. Hamburger Cheese Salad. Defense is not his specialty. 56 miles per hour. 13 seconds after the last goal. Assisted by Bottomus Prime, and Dread has got his first on this ball game. Here's Hayes. Off the backboard. No red bot. Bottomus. Red bot off the crossbar, and that's what you want to see if you're a Blizzard fan. Just getting crossbar shots. Most dangerous guy in the league when it comes to shooting, and he's just on it when he gets it where he wants it. Here's Bottomus, huge shot goes wide. Not have enough command on that shot. Hamburger Cheese Salad's gonna have a command on the back of the net with that goal right there. tantalizing play for both Hamburger Cheese Salad and Redbot as this game's 4-2 Harrisburg. Here we go again off the backboard. Hayes got room, quickly denied by Redbot. Bottomus again, off the crossbar, and Hayes, out of all people, will get it all off the body of his car. Not really what he wanted to do there. Here's Dredd. Senators in a little bit of a pickle here, trying to command it out, and Bottomus Prime, massive try, but can't get enough of it. Here's Dredd. The Hamburger Cheese Salad. Clears it. Bottomus. St. Peter gets enough of it and will elect to defer it to the corner. Hamburger Cheese Salad looking to have his hat trick. Hasn't had one today. Redbot's got 2. Here's Hayes. He's got a double hat trick in game 2, which really kept the Blizzard on their feet. And now they're looking to stay afloat here as the onslaught of Harrisburg defense and offense really, just letting them have it. There's another shot and elected to save by the number 72 Dredd. I think he's 5th in MVP voting, and it goes to show right there. Here's the number 3 seed in MVP voting. It's Redbot, number 33. Hayes trying to make his presence known once again. Strike fear into the Harrisburg Senators, yet can't do it. Just coughs up enough of that one for St. Peter to get a hold of that one. Redbot flips it over Hayes. Cannot get it over Dredd. Dredd passes it to Bottomus Prime, and Bottomus Prime will get it out. Here's St. Peter. St. Peter clears it. Dredd will play some tennis, and Redbot lets it slip by him for the 3-4 Green Bay Blizzard goal. Staying afloat like ice when it's in your water, and not over yet for the Blizzard. Here they go here. Hayes. Nice shot. Open net. 4-4. Tied ball game. The Green Bay Blizzard, one of the most cinematic teams in Rocket League history, got so many overtimes under their belt. And so much history when it comes to close games like this. They don't fail. They don't miss. They just want to keep you on your toes. And yet again, they're making that statement. The shot goes in by Redbot. Trying to negate that news that I just put out there for the world to see. No angle for that one. Goes in anyway off the car of Bottomus, and Bottomus going to have that one back. So they're going to need to play some crunch time with 1 minute left to go here. Harrisburg, one of the oldest teams in the RLBA. I think outside of the Smokies, they're the second one ever created. It was formed in 2025. And one of the original 6 teams. Same thing with Green Bay, except they rebranded to the Green Bay Blizzard. They rebranded from Buffalo Bison to the Green Bay Blizzard. Here's Hamburger Cheese Salad, rebranding into Awesome. And that's a double Harrisburg Senators hat trick for you there. Off the cars of Hamburger Cheese Salad and Redbot. And Redbot and Hamburger Cheese Salad are both trying to shut this game down. The Blizzard trying to stay afloat once again instead of being there and trying to domineer their way to a victory here. Bouncer, here's Redbot. Gets a nice touch, floating in, and Dredd will make that save. Bottomus Prime. Now Redbot leaves it up for Hayes. Hayes on the wall, trying to make his presence known. Maybe too late. St. Peter will get it out. Bottomus, massive shot, way off course. Game for the Sens. Game, set, match. Hamburger Cheese Salad, MVP. The Prodigy with 3 goals, 3 assists, 4 shots. In the game he'll want to remember. as he's the Game 3 hero here for his team, as I think that makes them guaranteed to have playoff hopes. And they will try and make a deep run into playoffs with this team. Well, that will be all from me. Our next game, let's see here, will be against. Oh, darn it. Okay, let me see. Um, our next game, final score, by the way, was 6-4 Harrisburg as they take that game to the house in the Game 3 overtime winner. Well, pretty much overtime. And that will be all she wrote. Hope y'all enjoyed this contest. The Harrisburg Senators will move up to first in the league. For how long, I don't know. But they've got the same record as the Tacoma Rainiers, and the Rainiers fell to the Harrisburg Senators. So it'll be all she wrote. The Green Bay Blizzard will stay at 6 with 8 points. And that's hard loss for them. But until then, I'll see ya. Our next game will be tomorrow. It will be the Fisher's Freight versus the Phoenix Razorbacks. And every game outside of the Sacramento River Cats and Rampage game went to 3 games. So we'll see if the Fisher's Freight Phoenix Razorbacks game can shock us here. But until then, I'll see ya. I have been Tetra, and this has been the RLBA.
About it makes me moan and question my faith.